On-Tap Plumbing and Gas covers all Perth areas from Mandurah to Two Rocks and has a team of plumbing, drainage and hot water experts. They have an amazing reputation for their excellent service and quality workmanship on time, every time, and it is easy to see why they are a favourite to many Perth property managers. Whether you just need some friendly advice or an obligation-free quote, look no further than On-Tap Plumbing and Gas.
Welcome back to The Art of Property Management, where we are going to discuss topics that elevate our profession, challenge the norm, and help us grow into leaders in our field. And today we're talking about something that we all set out to do but often struggle to follow through with, and that is about goals. And I've been thinking a lot about this topic because I've started reading again during this Christmas break, and it got me thinking a lot about people just setting these goals and these plans for the new year, but more stating them just as an idea. And I always think to myself, unless you are doing professional development, you're listening to podcasts, you are doing something different, why do you think that you're going to achieve your goals this year when maybe you didn't last year? Like, what part of your lifestyle and your professional development is changing to do that? Like, it's not good enough just to say, oh, these are my new goals, and then sitting it there. So that's really what I want to discuss and chat to you about today. So for those that need a little bit of motivation or need a little bit of a reality check, or as some of my friends would say, a bit of an ash talk, then you are in the right place. So I'm not going to tell you how to set a goal and tell you to write it down, cross your fingers, because you've heard that before. And I just want to be really honest with you why so many goals fail. And setting the goal with what you want to achieve is just step one. But what really matters is what happens next. So how do you work towards that goal in a way that guarantees progress? So let's go through my thoughts around this topic. So the hard truth is it's not good enough to simply declare a goal and assume you're going to meet it. So, I might have a goal, I want to lose 10 kilos, or I want to bring in 200 properties. Just stating it like that is really a waste of your time. So if that's you, I need you to change your mindset a bit, because you've probably heard before that goals without action plans are dreams. And while dreams are very inspiring, they don't pay the bills, they don't build your career. And how many times have you heard someone say, I want to grow my rent roll by 100 properties, or I want to be a better leader? They're very much aspirations, and there's not really much of a meaning behind them when there's actually no strategy behind them either. So the question isn't what your goal is. The question is, what are you going to do differently this year? And what are you going to do differently this time to make sure it happens? So achieving goals requires more than just a to-do list. It's very much about professional growth. So I want to break this down into a couple of actionable steps that I will be doing this year that will help me get closer to having progress towards those goals, is probably the best way to describe it. So the first thing that I am going to be making sure that I do is listening to more podcasts and audiobooks. I find that this is one of the easiest ways to grow and leverage my knowledge in the industry with personal development. Whenever I read a book or listen to a podcast, I'm always picking up really cool little motivational tips or things that I really like the language around. I actually use them a lot in my content as well. So if your goal is to improve landlord communication, I would recommend listening to podcasts that tackle conflict resolution or customer service strategies. And don't feel like you need to be listening to just real estate podcasts. I would definitely be looking at podcasts that are actually outside the industry. I find that that's where a lot of my inspiration and a lot of my ideas come from. So definitely have a focus on that. And if you're stuck, just put it on your social media or ask someone, what are their favorite podcasts for customer service, for example. So that's my first thought if you were stuck. So I would make sure that you are filling in any of your travel time or your gym time with audiobooks on leadership, time management, negotiation skills. A couple of favorite books and audios are Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss and Atomic Habits by James Clear. And these are very good to help you actually take action. One of the books I'm reading at the moment is Clockwork, and the book before that is Profit First. So they are my books, and those ones are very much around becoming more of a shareholder in your business and delegating your business and creating jobs in your business and continuing as a business owner to be like a visionary. So that's very much like my focus for the year. So I'm reading a lot of books in regards to that, as opposed to me just saying, oh, I want to, cut down to 4 days a week or 3 days a week. Like, it's not good enough just to say that. I need to read books and listen to podcasts on actually how I'm going to make that happen. So that's sort of something for me personally that I'm doing. So how many of us pick up a book, get inspired, and then do nothing? So professional reading really only works if you take it to the next step. So when you're reading that book, grab a highlighter and highlight those key points. Highlight those things that really resonate with you. Then ask yourself, how does this apply to my role as a business owner or a property manager? How can I make this part of my weekly routine? So if you are reading a book on productivity, for example, try implementing a time blocking system to focus on those tasks like rent arrears or landlord updates. But bring that reading or that podcast or whatever it is into your daily tasks and daily movement. So it's constantly on your mind and you are constantly working towards that. The next thing that really helps keep yourself accountable is networking with intention. So surrounding yourself with people who are already where you want to be. Networking isn't just about swapping your business cards, it's about learning. So go to those industry events, join those online forums, talk to other property managers about their successes and struggles. You guys know that I host the Coffee and Conversations all around Australia. They are, without a doubt, one of the best things to go to. They're free. Just grab yourself a coffee and just networking with your industry colleagues, talking to people that maybe are where you are already wanting to be is going to make a massive difference. And that is a type of progress that is really going to help you achieve those goals that you want. So do not underestimate that. And don't fall into that trap of saying, I'm too busy to go to an event. I'm too busy to go to a coffee catch up. I cannot stress enough how important these are. And that 1 hour that you might spend at a coffee catch up or an event is going to actually make you more productive for the rest of the day. So I find that they are incredibly motivating, and I just hate when people fall into the trap of saying, I'm too busy. So make that one of your conscious efforts, because again, if you have got goals, you can't just say, here's my goal. You need to be changing things up. You need to be shifting what you did last year, and you need to be adding new things into your routine. Because mindset is probably one of the biggest obstacles that a lot of people have, and it's imposter syndrome, it's fear of failure, it's just a lot of procrastination that can really derail your goals. Procrastination is probably one of the biggest things that I see with you guys, and it's a real problem. And I don't even know how you can stop procrastination. I'm not a procrastinator, so I sort of don't get it. But it's easy for me just to say, don't procrastinate. But if you are a procrastinator, maybe that is your goal this year, is to improve that. So therefore, read those books that are going to help. Listen to those podcasts that are going to help you not procrastinate. Change things up. Don't just put up with it. Change something in your daily routine that is going to help that problem. So another truth bomb for you. is achieving your goals isn't just about willpower. It's really about building those systems and those habits to continue to have progress every single day consistently for the whole year. So if you want to hit a goal like increasing your rent roll, you need to create that system around it. So scheduling that time every week to make phone calls, blocking out time with your LinkedIn prospecting, tracking all your leads in your CRM and in your pipeline. You can't just leave it by chance. You need to make little tiny bite-sized progresses every single day and repeat them and action them constantly. It's like it needs to be part of your weekly rhythm or your daily rhythm. Like that's just what you do. Don't get focused on that big goal. Just focus every single day. For me, it's every single day I'm going to read a little bit of a book. Every single day I'm going to go on a half an hour walk. Every single day I'm going to listen to a podcast. It's the bite-sized pieces consistently that are probably the most important thing. So the big question really that I want you guys to really honestly ask yourself is, what are you going to do differently this year that's actually going to progress against your goals? So have your goal, that's fine, but what are you specifically going to do differently that's going to help that? If you've set the same goal 3 years in a row and it hasn't happened, you really need to reflect on getting out of your own way and what you're doing wrong. What stopped you doing it? Was it time, confidence, clarity? You really need to ask yourself what's going to change this time. And it might mean that you need to hire a coach. You need to delegate more in your business. You need to invest in training. Whatever it is, you need to make it a not negotiable. And your goals deserve that level of commitment. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge today. I want you to take 30 minutes today and write down not just the goals, but the specific steps that you're going to take to achieve them. What podcast are you going to listen to? What book are you going to start? Who are you going to call to hold accountable? For me, I find that putting these in as daily recurrences in my diary is probably the easiest way to make sure I tick everything off. So for me, my progress or my goals this year are really to make sure the business is able to run without me if it needs to. So it's definitely a goal for mine. Not that I'm not going to be working in the business. I just want it to be able to work without me if I didn't turn up. So become less reliant on me. But I'm not just saying that. Like I said, I am reading Clockwork. I am reading Profit First. The author of that book, Mike Malowski, I think it is. I am going through, he's got about 5 books, I think, or 6 books in the series. So I'm going to be reading a little bit each day to keep me sort of motivated. I really love what he talks about, and I highlight the book with what resonates for me. So for me, that's going to help me get in that right mindset. It's also listening to quite more empowering podcasts, not real estate, but just more feminine podcasts. For me, that's probably helps with more of the mindset as well, because I think for me it is just a mindset thing. So there are a couple of things that I'm going to do. And the third thing that I'm going to do, or which I have done actually already to be more accountable, is actually booking in those holidays. So I've got 3 holiday breaks booked in for the year. So having those breaks already booked in my diary overseas means that the business has to be able to manage without me, and they are going to be like my little tests to see, am I able to take a holiday and actually switch off without my phone? So that's how I'm really going to hold myself accountable. So I hope that helps. I hope it sheds a little bit of insight into what I'm doing and how I'm trying to do it. And I very much just want you guys that are listening not to just fall into that trap year after year, that rat race of working and not having any professional or personal progress. Like, you need to have some progress, like I said, personally or professionally. It doesn't actually matter, whatever's needed at the time. But you need to have something. You don't want to just have a mediocre year and everything be exactly the same as it was last year. Like, there has to be something in it. That's my wish for all of you. So I hope this helps, and I am very happy for anyone to tag me in any accountability posts or to reach out to me if you need some support in any way, whether it is personally or professionally. So I'm going to leave that with you all, and enjoy your day and find those podcasts and those books that are really going to help you this year. And if you need any suggestions, just reach out. I'm sure I'll be able to help you. And if I can't, I will know someone who can. So enjoy your day, and I'll catch you next week.
Today's wonderful sponsor is MyConnect, and we can't stress how much we love this company. We have used them in our business for years now, and they sync directly into our software. We literally do nothing. MyConnect are now just set up to contact tenants for utility connection as soon as they are uploaded as a new tenant in our system. And our team reaps the benefits of a generous rewards program. For every successful connection they offer to property managers, this fuels their Uber Eat Friday obsession. MyConnect guarantees that utilities are connected on the agreed day with a wide choice of suppliers for your clients. If you don't use MyConnect in your office for Tenant Utility Connect, definitely get these guys in to see how they can set you up.